Have you ever heard of synchronicity? Synchronicity is, well, let me give you the definition. Synchronicity is a simultaneous occurrence of events which appear significantly related but have no discernible causal connection. Have you ever experienced synchronicity or something that happened and couldn't explain it? It's as if a series of events that just happens. It can be from meeting people or meeting one person that can introduce you to the next person. And that can be someone you marry. That can be someone who takes you to another level professionally. That can be someone that you were longtime friends with. Um, So my synchronicity to me happens on a daily basis. Synchronicity is like a roadmap for our lives if we pay attention to the signs. And I want to say back in 2012, maybe a year before 2012, my husband and I, we were living in an apartment in 2011, and I would always see the number 111 or 1111. And I am really big on numbers and numerology because I do believe that it's a sign from God, it's a sign from the divine, it's a sign from the universe. And if we pay attention enough to those signs can help us with our daily lives. So I would always see this number 111 or 1111, and literally for like 6 months straight. And what that number represents, if you look it up, is a sign of an awakening, a sign of transitioning, but a spiritual awakening is happening or getting ready to happen. And it's funny because he and we were living in this apartment in 2011. And like I said, I would see that number for 6 months. And he and I decided to move to a townhome. And I was pregnant at the time. And I already had my oldest daughter. And so I was pregnant with my youngest. And when we decided to move into this townhome, we ended up living there for a good, say, 7 years. It was a long time, but we literally like raised our family in that home. I had my oldest son there, my oldest daughter, and then my youngest. And my youngest really just grew up in that home. And we had so many fond memories in that home. Just really good parties, just just really good family things that happened there. And I realized one day, and I wasn't even paying attention, but the address to that home was 111. And when I realized that, I kind of thought like, that's weird because 6 months ago, for 6 months straight, I would literally see that sign, 111 or 1111. And we ended up moving into that address, which became our family's home for several years. And I wonder, which I feel like I know, that that was always meant to be. That home was our next step to where we needed to be at that very time. And so I say that to say, with signs that we don't pay attention to, or if we do pay attention, When we do pay attention, the signs and synchronicities continue to happen on a daily basis, which is amazing. Um, so start thinking or start paying attention to things that you would call coincidence that really are not coincidence, because everything happens the way it's supposed to. Everything that is happening at this very moment is preparing us for the next level in our life and on our journey. So nothing is a coincidence. There's another time when I can recall a sign of synchronicity is when I was doing hair, and I was doing hair for maybe about 7 years before I found like my home place, if you will. But I was doing hair and I was like just mainly cutting hair, and I wanted to really advance in my career and just learn different things. I wanted to learn how to do different techniques of coloring and getting out of that space of just cutting hair only and getting out of that environment. And for years, I was at a certain particular type of job that I could not stand. I just knew that I had outgrown that environment, right? But even though I was still at that job, I would constantly just look for different salons, and different type of salons that spoke to me, where I wanted to be more on the higher end of the salon. Um, and I looked for years and I did not find anything until one day I found the salon that was hiring, and I found it online. And long story short, I ended up working there. And I ended up working there for 10 years. And I actually retired from doing hair from that salon. But what really happened throughout that 10 years is I met some wonderful people, um, just with the other stylists who are like longtime friends and family to me, as well as clients. And I've learned so much from each and every person in my life that has come in and out of my life through that 10-year gap. And I could not ask for anything else, because that salon and being in that environment has taught me so much as a person, as a stylist, and who I am now to this very day. So I say that to say doors will close on us, and we wonder why things aren't happening the way that we want them to happen, but they are actually happening the way that we need them to happen. And our soul knows exactly what we need, but it's our ego that gets kind of bruised and gets kind of hurt from things that don't happen the way we want them to happen. But like I said, it's actually the way we need things to happen for our souls to evolve and to grow through any circumstance. So if you're finding yourself upset because you're not getting the job that you wanted or that you thought you wanted, and you thought you could be the best person for that job, there is a bigger purpose for you. You might not be able to see it, but it is right there in front of you. But with persistence and consistency, you will find your way. So, is there any story that you can recall that is a part of synchronicity or a coincidence, that might have happened to you? And if so, comment. I would love to hear your story. Because yeah, we all experience it. And when we know that we are experiencing it, it keeps happening more often, daily. And it is really such a great feeling to know that you're able to have synchronicity in your life. And because, like I said, it really is the map of our life if we let it be. So, yeah, just let me know, comment and share your story if you feel called to. I would love to hear it.